Hey there friends, it's Missy again. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm back with a new layout for the Paige Evans design team, and I'm really excited about this one because it's going to be a Christmas layout, and I'm using the Whimsical collection, and it's going to be non-traditional colors and full of really bright rainbow shades because this is my picture. It's from last Christmas, and as you can see, it's got all the colors in it. Santa brought so many colorful things for Paige and Reese, and it was just like a rainbow exploded under the tree. And so I really love how that picture turned out, mainly because of the colors. And so I could not wait to scrap it with this collection. It's perfect. And even though this is not a Christmas collection, it was really fun to make a holiday layout with it, especially with a picture that's this colorful. Definitely not your traditional red and green layout at all, but it is Christmassy, and it's one of my favorite layouts that I've made in a while, I think. So this cut file is one of Paige's, I believe it's one of her Christmas cut files that she uploaded last year in her Silhouette store, or in the Silhouette store, and it's called Christmas Tree Background Cut File. And I just chose 9 different pattern papers and shrunk down the trees and cut a bunch of them out in rainbow colors. And I kind of played around a while trying to figure out how I wanted to arrange them on my background. My first thought was I was going to do several rows, like a row of trees here, a row of trees there, and kind of create just little scenes of trees, and didn't really like how that was going. So I took a break from all the trees and just decided to go ahead and start working on my background here. And I am going to add some mixed media to it, so I'm going to coat the whole thing in clear gesso, and my background is smooth white cardstock. It's the Basil Marshmallow, and it's nice and thick, and it's wonderful for doing mixed media layouts on. So I knew that my photo was going to go down in the bottom right corner area, and I wanted lots of green. I did still want this to look Christmassy, and so I pulled out several green of my shimmer sprays here, and let's see, I'm using a couple of different tones here. They're very bright and vibrant, and let's see, I've got Elfin Magic, I've got Keep Palm, Forget-Me-Not, and 4-leaf clover, I think, and that's a mixture of vibes and spritz. But I love how they all blend together. Some of them have gold powders mixed in with them, and you know I love me some gold shimmer, and so I just wanted a nice watercolory splotch of green behind where the picture's gonna go. And I also wanted to kind of, I know Christmas, one of the main Christmas colors is green, and so I did want to go heavy on the green. And another reason I wanted to go with a lot of green is as I was going and playing around with all of the trees and the placement of where they were going to go, I thought that no matter how I arranged them, I wanted to kind of create some grass underneath the trees, and so there's going to be more green coming in later, but you'll see what I'm talking about once I get there. I did want to pull in some of the other colors that I've got going in the trees, and so these are just more colors of shimmers. I've got some pinks, some golden yellow, a little bit of pretty light blue here, and just splattering. This is easy. Splatters are fun, they're fast, and it kind of just reminded me of Christmas lights, and so I thought this will be fun for the background. I wanted to add a little bit of blue to the background, and that color is called Snow Way Man, and it's the perfect light blue color, and it's going to go really, really pretty with the trees here momentarily. I always tend to spend way too much time on my backgrounds, but they're just fun to do, and I get carried away sometimes. But the thing is, I feel like I spend so much time on my backgrounds, and then when I bring everything back and put it on top, a lot of it gets covered up, and then I feel like I didn't do enough. And so that's why I kind of go back and forth between the background, and then I put the picture on there, and can you still see it? Do I need to add more? So it's just a work in progress as I go. So I'm going to try another idea here with the trees. I thought, well, maybe I'll just do kind of like an explosion of trees coming out from behind the photo. And I'm sorry about the glare there on my picture. I didn't realize that from my overhead light was shining on it. But yeah, this to me just covered up the green background that I spent all that time doing. And so this idea is going to get scratched. But I just kind of thought, well, maybe a forest of trees, all the color. Nope, turned off the camera, took a break. And then I thought, ooh, I'm going to do some little curvy hills of trees. And so I took my pencil and very lightly just drew some lightly curved lines going up and down all on the page. And I'm just going to arrange the photos kind of like you see there at the top, just in some curved lines. And it's just going to kind of mimic trees on a mountain or trees on a hill. And I'm just arranging the photos, not necessarily in Roy G. Biv order, but I'm just trying to spread out the colors. And so it's just kind of each row has all the colors in it. And I love this cut file because you've got some cone-shaped trees, you've got some little short trees, they're all different shapes and sizes, and I love how that looks. And this background, I really, really love how this turned out. I'm going to glue down all of those little trees, and then I went underneath and stitched with green thread. And so now the trees have some ground to stand on, and I think that's so cute. I was so happy to finally decide on how I was going to do the trees. I didn't even use all of them. I thought I was going to have to cut more, but I really love how that turned out. So here's where I'm going to use my green shimmers again. I'm going to very lightly, very messily kind of come in underneath all of these rows of trees and just kind of give a little more effect of grass. And I'm just using my brush and my finger and just smudging. And I don't want this to look perfect. I want it to look kind of messy and, you know, watercolor-ish. And so I'm just dabbing it on and then using my finger to smudge it. And I know I've said this before, but the gesso is what allows me to smudge and blend all of this. It works so well, because if you don't use gesso, it's going to just kind of soak right through the paper immediately, and you're not going to be able to blend it and smudge it as well. And so that's why I use the gesso. And yeah, I love how that looks. Very easy to do with the gesso. The gesso makes it a lot easier. So anyway, now this is the fun part. I love making snow on my layouts. And for me, I found the easiest and best way to do this is just to water down some cheap acrylic white paint and then go to town with your brush. Just add some water to it, put your brush in there and start splattering. And you get instant snow. I think that looks so cute. And even though, you know, it was probably in the 80s on Christmas morning, my child's wearing a tank top and shorts, so I don't care. I like putting snow on my Christmas pages, even though we live in Florida. I love how that looks. It looks real. Well, you know what I mean. The snow looks real. Now I thought, okay, I'm going to keep going with this background. I'm not done. I wanted to add something besides green. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll add like little hints of a blue sky. And so I'm going to do the same technique I did with the grass, except I'm going to go back with the blue shimmers and just very, very lightly dab in some in between the trees and then use my finger to smudge. I didn't want it to be too dark. I just wanted it to kind of be just the hint of blue. And I think that was the perfect thing to add. This was one of those layouts, the more I got going, I actually got excited about making it. I was like, oh, this is so cute. I love this. This is so cute. It turned out better in front of me than it did in my mind. And, you know, that's not always the case. But, yeah, I really love how that turned out. And I think the snow just makes it. Even though, yeah, these are not snow pictures by any means. But that's okay. So I'm going to start to work on embellishments now. I'm going to add some white tissue paper behind my photo there just for a messy little border behind the picture. And I knew right away what my title was going to be. This was one where I didn't have to agonize over the title. I knew it was going to be Colorful Christmas because I had all these rainbow colors and it was colorful. I remember when I took this picture and posted it on my Instagram, I think I said something about a colorful Christmas, and I thought that's the perfect title for this layout. And so I'm going to pull out the little mini foam thickers from Whimsical. Everything that I use on this layout is from the Whimsical collection, and so I just decided to curve the title along the lines of the trees. and I think that's cute. I'm going to pull some things from the sticker sheet. I really wanted to use this little sticker because it's a little tag, and you know, for a Christmas layout, it just made me think of Christmas tags. And I believe it says "with love," I think is what it says. And I'm just going to attach it to the top of the picture because it just looked perfect right there. And I'm going to go through, let's see, I'm going to wind up using some rub-ons here in a short while. I'm going to use a little bit of chipboard and some puffy stickers. I am going to raise my photo up off the page with some adhesive foam, and that's just some fun foam that I got from Walmart in the kids. No, not in the kids aisle. It's in the craft aisle, not the scrapbook aisle itself, but I think there's an aisle right next to it that's got a lot of different foam things in it, and I get like 5 sheets of it for $5. And it lasts a while, so it's really good. Here come the rub-ons. I'm going to add a couple of things underneath all of the layers of trees. I'm going to add some sentiments, some phrases, some hearts, and then I'm going to go back to the pattern papers that I took off the cutting mat to use as layers behind the picture, just to add even more color. I'm going to use the orange and the purple. And the yellow. I just love color, and I love layering papers like this that are basically now scraps because I've cut trees out of them, and you can't even tell when you use them as layers. And I love layering so you can just see smidgens of the color, like you can just see a little bit of the purple, you can just see a little bit of the orange, but it's just enough to add the perfect amount of that color in that area. These are the stickers again. I'm adding in some gold stars. I think some of these are from the sticker sheet, and one of them is from the chipboard stickers, I believe. But they're this really pretty matte gold. They're still shiny, but they're not that brassy gold. They're a matte gold, and I think they're so pretty. And I think stars are great for a Christmas layout. Add a little piece of foam underneath that tag to make sure it was the same height. Now here comes my main addiction, which is thread. I'm going to add in some light blue thread over on the right, and then I almost added green, but I felt like there was plenty of green going on, so I'm going to add in light blue on the left also. And it just adds a pop of that color. I didn't use any light blue paper as layers underneath the picture, and so that really around the photo there's nothing else blue, and so that's why I went with the blue thread. Here comes the gold, of course. Since I have those gold stars and I have some gold powders and some of the green sprays, I thought, yep, we got to add some gold. Puffy stickers, again, perfect for this. There were actually a lot of things. I usually struggle to make Christmas layouts with non-Christmas things, but this one came together really fast. I think it was just because my photo helped it along because it was so colorful, and just everything matched. The little puffy sticker under the bottom, under the photo, says all the colors. I added a couple of more little puffy hearts. They're so tiny, but they're all the perfect colors. That puffy sticker says, "Oh, what a day." And that little rub-on up the top says, "For you, from me." I mean, that's perfect. Perfect for Christmas. I'm going to add a little bit of journaling curved on the bottom there with my gold pen. And that's it. I added the date. That's the final layout. I love how this turned out. I was super excited to use this collection for a Christmas page. I hope you guys liked it. Do you like to scrap traditional colors with everything that you make for Christmas? I tend to like non-traditional colors because nothing in our house is traditional, that is for sure. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I really had a good time putting this together once I decided where those trees were going to go. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.